Hey guys, sorry, a little bit late because one of my friend then came to just to another friend near my home and then pay me a visit. Then we go out for a walk, then for a chat about 1 hour. So I get back home and then immediately do the program. So today we will talk about, and we know that all yesterday, both Dow Jones and Nasdaq dropped it 600 points and 300 points. Then I'll show you why. But one segment that we introduced it in our Hong Kong channel before, but regret that we didn't buy this stock, right? That is the automotive spare parts retailer. We introduced that one of them before is the AUTOZONE, and then that industry is riding at the tailwind of whatever, inflation, oil prices, it doesn't matter. She just ride on the tailwind, and then I'll show you the stock price performance, then it tells everything. It's nearly like that is COVID-19 or inflation or the oil prices or the war of Russia and Ukraine or the lockdown of China, not affecting she or the industry in any way. The performance still strong, right? Then we will have short look on that. I'm not going to introduce this industry in detail because we did it in our Hong Kong channel before, right? But I just want to analyze on the close on the performance just issued in May, right? In 7th of May. And our Falcon portfolio then for 28 months now is 53%. And then if you want me to analyze on any stock or subjects, you can leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. Today is June 10. I forget to tell, right? So this is our Falcon 350,000 portfolio. Then we are still right in the headwind, not at the tailwind, right? So actually we are not doing anything that is not necessary. So we are not buying, we are not selling, right? Unless we have a strong evidence, then this adjustment is over, right? I think that for the whole 2022, I think at least it will up to the fourth quarter, then it will become better, right? Because then the Fed still said that it may put up the interest rate in the third quarter. Previous before they said is in September. No, they may still put it up, but depends on the inflation, depends on the Russia and the Ukraine war, and depends on the oil prices, depends on China, how they treat their COVID-19 zero policy, right? So a lot of things that is uncertain, right? So we are not doing anything that is not necessary. So this is the AUTOZONE, and then AUTOZONE now is at the tailwind of inflation, whatever is inflation or oil prices, right? But I think that actually, I always have an impression that for some small parts, right? We all know that AUTOZONE is for cars, spare parts, cars, or you can call it automotive spare parts, retail stocks, right? So those not the things that is not the stuff that is very how to say, very expensive, right? So they can easily put up the prices for 20% or maybe 30%. If something that is selling at $30, then they can put it up to $35. They can put up to $38. Then with our campaign, right? Because then in America it's not like Hong Kong, right? Or not like China. Then the drivers, then they will change the parts, or they drive the car to there and then change the part by themselves, right? Hong Kong, you will find a drive shop, a car shop, or you can find some technician then for you to, if your cars has any problem, then you will find technician or then drive to the car shops, right, for them to fix for you. But in America it's different. Then sometimes they may, like the Home Depot, right, you will go and then buy some tools, then you'll fix it, or some very simple problems, right? So you can just buy the something at the car shops, right? Then you can fix it, right? So for some small parts, then they may easily put up the prices. For example, then it's $30, then they can easily put it up to $48. You will not say a word, well, okay, just $8, forget about it. But you see that this is more than 25%, right? the price increment is easily more than 10% for small things, right? So this is a very important concept I want to tell. So yesterday Dow Jones dropped at more than 600 points, and Nasdaq dropped at more than 300 points. Is more 2.75%. The reason is here. You'll see that at the closing, the US 10-year Treasury interest rate is decreased a little bit. But when it opened yesterday, you can see that it's 3.055%. All right, it's very high. Remember one week before, at our same program is 2.9 something. It increased at 0.1% already. And then another thing is the oil prices from Saudi already is over 120 a barrel, despite the OPEC agree to increase the production, right? So the thing is like that, right? Everything becomes very expensive. Like the McDonald's, I think it's also like Home Depot. Everything in the whole world is more expensive. But for this automotive spare part industry, I think they are at the tailwind of the inflation and the oil prices. You can see the stock prices tells everything. You can see that it dropped a little bit, but it quickly rebounds back, and then like there is no COVID-19 or inflation or the war. You can see that, right? Seems nothing happened to AutoZone, and then the PE ratio 18 only, right? So how many auto parts stores are in the US? A lot, right? A lot of shops, because it says how many stores. A lot of stores, but there are big four, right? And then the big four, the number one is AutoZone. The one that we introduced today, right? Then how many shops it has in US is more than 5,900. And then the second one is O'Reilly Auto Parts, 5,592. And then the third one is Napa Auto Parts, but actually it's under a company called the Jeanette Parks Company, right? And then she has 5,270. And then the fourth one is Avance Auto Parts, also more than 4,000 shops. Then the others is, you can see that on the screen, right? And for O'Reilly, even like that, the stock price is still strong, much better than a lot of the stock in the US within this COVID-19 or the inflation or whatever, right? You can see that it's very strong. And then the PE ratio is not expensive, just 19. So where inflation is and isn't. So this is from Yahoo, right? This is from Yahoo, and from the source is from Bureau of Labor Statistics in March of this year. All of them have the inflation and the inflation rate increment in March, right? So we can see that the top one is the gasoline, 48%, and then the second one is the used vehicles, 33.3%, and then is the rental cars, transportation, and new vehicles. Well, also the others have the inflation, but not as big as this industry, right? And then the others like hotel booking, airfares, furniture, household, that is for Home Depot, right? And then the food, and then the clothing, whatever. And then the latest one, the poor one, is the services, only 1.9%, right? Because a lot of competitors. So you can see that a lot of the inflation lies in the gasoline and the vehicles, right? So AutoZone's retail spots, right? Nearly all over America. I have made a summary for you, so easy for you to remember, right? And this is for this year, 2022, February, March, and April, up to May 7. And then compared it for this quarter, compared it with 1 year, the 1 year before the same quarter. One point is very amazing, right? Is the net sales increased at 5.86%. Not surprising, right? Increased it a bit, right? But you can see that the cost of sales only increased at 7%. And then the operating expense, I think this is involved that manpower. That means salary and the benefits. So she cannot reduce a lot. So the operating expense increased at 9.8%. But what is amazing is the adjusted net income. I put it in the lower part of the screen, right? You can see that the net income deducted after the adjustment increased at how many percentage is 11.4%. And the amount for the whole year is 2.84 billion US dollar. So you can see that this is just amazing because the net income increment is faster and bigger than the cost of sales and the net sales, right? So in controlling of the expenditure and the power to increase the selling price, that means to putting up on the selling price. So I think for AutoZone is also amazing, or this industry. And then the net profit rate is 73.45%, and 1 year before is less than 70. And then inventory, not small, 5.3 billion. 5.3 billion for the inventory, right? I think that it may, why the inventory rise up is, I think they import bigger amount of the spare parts, right, in order to save the cost because the price keep on going up, right? So actually the finance is still okay, right? Not bad, but the one point amazing is the net profit rate is putting up, and then the adjusted net income increased at more than even 11.4%, right? I think no matter there's the inflation or not inflation, I think she will put up the prices every year, but just depends on the amount, right? They put on 20% or 30%, something like that, because you can see that there is only Big Four and the others is not a rival to them. They just compete to each other, right? Only four. It's difficult for you to open shops to compete with them. And the cash plus the current asset is 11.83 billion. And she doesn't have a lot of liability, only current liabilities, right? So she doesn't have a lot of long-term liabilities. Only one thing is the operating lease liability, so just also, right? So the total liability is 20.8 billion, and the whole year net income is 2.84 billion. Not an excellent balance sheet, but still okay. So the market is give a good premium to her. Why? Because keep on putting up the prices. But you can see that the net income still increasing is incredible, right? It's incredible because actually I analyze a lot of US company, and then only she still can put up net income rate 11%, even better than the chips, better than the fast food, better than Lululemon, even better than something like the Apple or like the Microsoft, right? Something like that. That means there's something like the monopoly one. You can say that there is a circle for them to pay within, right? So it's difficult for anyone to go into the competing circle, because if you want to open a shop to compete with them, then you cannot get the spare parts in the same low price as them, right? Because you just buy a little bit, right? They have more than 5,000 shops in the whole USA. You only have 100 shops, then how can you compete with them, right? So that is their advantage. So I think that no matter there is the inflation, or the inflation is high or low, the gasoline price is very high or just in normal way, they will put up the price, right? Because if this year is $30, then maybe next year then they can put up to $38 or $35. No one will complain. You will not compare $3. So if the next shop, then you need to drive maybe few miles, then is okay, $1 cheaper. Will you do it? You will not do it, right? You will not do it, right? It's not buying a car, it's just not expensive items. Just like the McDonald's, right? They just put up $1, then quietly, right? Very quietly, right? They put up the prices, then you just, maybe you know that, but you just have to suck it up, right? Because you have no choices, and then a few dollars, then forget about it, right? So, but if they have more than 5,000 shops in America, and then for every item they put up $1 or $2, then without acting the fixed expenditure, that is the net profit of the net profit. This is the way of the monopoly, right? You will not compare with few dollars or even $5 or $10, right? Because for your cars, you want your cars to be fixed in a good condition so you can drive out immediately. So I think this is a good industry, and then with PE is not very high, right? So we will take a close eye on that, right? So also we take a look on the there are some parameters, right? So we take a look on the total AutoZone stores, right? And then the store number is increasing, and then for no matter is for 1 quarter or for 1 year, the total number of stores and the sales per average square foot is increasing. Then I'm not going to repeat, right? And then the total auto parts for domestic, Mexico and Brazil is also increasing, right? But not as fast as last year, because last year, of course, very fast, because 2020 has the lockdown, right? So that's the reason. And domestic, commercial, and then for the others, the same. You can squeeze the screenshot, and then you can take a look on the figures. And then this is the domestic same-store sales, right? For last quarter, for last 12 weeks, then increased at 2.6%, right? And for the same year, the same quarter, but 1 year before is 28.9%, because 1 year before then has the COVID-19. So of course the increment is so strong, right? And then for 36 weeks, right, before then is 9.5% for the domestic same-store sales increment. And then for 1 year before, the same 36 weeks is 19.0%, right? So the inventory is increased more than before. So you can see that the inventory now is 776, and then 1 year before is 701 only, increased more than 10%. I think it's because the spare parts price increased, so the total value increased, and they will input more. They will import more. Sorry, they will import more. They will buy more, right? Because if like that, then because it's keep on increasing the prices, then they buy more as the inventory. So in cases like that, and then you can see that the inventory turns for trailing of 5 quarters, right? That means 1 year and an extra 1 quarter is just 1.5x, right? I think it's a month, right? 1.5 month, nearly the same. In May of this year and 1 year before, nearly the same. That means the selling is okay and in a normal condition, right? So we will keep an close eye on AutoZone and the industry, and then you can, if you have time, you can take a look on the other three, right? You can take a look on the other three. Then this industry is quite interesting, right? So we will keep an close eye on the industry. Then if any good chances, then maybe we will include them into our portfolio, right? So thanks for watching, and then if you like this video, please give us a like and then comment, and the comment is welcome, and then share to your friends. Don't forget to give us the subscribe and then press the bell icon next to it, so whenever there is new video uploaded, you will be informed. Okay, thanks for watching, and then I hope everyone have a very peaceful weekend. See you next week. Bye bye.